Hello, this is Will. I've had my car for about 8 years now, and I decided to upgrade something that, well, not necessarily necessary, but just something I've never liked about these 550 Mustangs is the rear brake calipers. So with that said, I'm going to upgrade them. There's nothing wrong with them. Matter of fact, I have an aftermarket DBA 4000 rotor on it. It really does well. I'm going to upgrade with these guys. This is a 4-piston setup. Let's go back to the rotor. That rotor is about 12.9 inches diameter. This is 14 inches. So this setup is from BGR, and it comes with a parking brake caliper, 4-piston caliper, brake caliper, the rotor, hat, bracket, everything you need to install this thing. And once again, it's from BGR. I'm going to keep the fronts because it's a PP1 Mustang, so it came with the Brembo 6-piston rotors. I just didn't care for the looks of the rear brakes. They worked okay. I never had a problem with them. To do this, I'm going to be taking the caliper off. You do that by taking this bolt right here off, plus one on below it. And I'm going to zip tie that to the sway bar. Get out of the way because I'm going to leave the brake line hooked up as long as possible. Then I'll remove the bracket, which is held on by this bolt and the other one on the other end of that. Disconnect the emergency brake cable here. Move this out of the way. That's the speed sensor, or the speed sensor. And disconnect the emergency brake here. Get all that stuff out of the way and then install this. Okay, it's pretty black and white. It doesn't seem to be too difficult, so I'll let you guys know in the next coming days. But that's what I'm going to do. So from the old 12.9 rotor to the new 14-inch, from the old single piston caliper with emergency brake integrated into it to 4-piston and emergency brake caliper into it. I did paint the emergency brake caliper. It came in the same color as the regular caliper, but I wanted it to kind of disappear in the background, so I went ahead and just had it done. I painted it in black, flat black actually. And then the rotor, in this case, I picked orange, or kind of a gold, and that'll match the rotors, or the calipers I have in the front. So kit looks like it comes pretty complete. So I'll let you guys know. Thank you. All right, let's take a look at this thing. I finished the disassembly of the OEM brake system. And what I did there is I removed this from its resting place so that I could take this and pull back on the cable that is latched in place on the caliper to basically to extend this cable so I can unhook it and then remove it from the caliper itself. Then I removed the caliper, placed it over here, zip tied it to the sway bar. The reason why I did that and not just take it apart is I want to leave the brake line in place as long as I can, because I just don't want to have the messy fluid dripping all over the place. So I left it there. Removed the bracket, held on by these two bolts here. And then I removed the dust shield, and I made some mods to the dust shield so it would fit the new bracket and the new calipers. Another thing I need to do, which I haven't done yet, is I'm going to score this with a Dremel so I can peel back this section so I can get the cable out, because I don't need the cable will be actually sitting up in this area like so. So I gotta reroute it. And so I just need to be able to get it loose. I may have to actually do the same thing to this one, and so I can hide that better. Don't know that yet. So not too bad. But I don't want to cut that off and just have a sharp edge. So I'm just going to score it, peel it back, and then when I finish, I'll bend it back into place. Okay? So go from here to the dust cover. And I had to cut the tip off this dust cover here, and then I had to cut some area here. The amount that I removed from this is about 2 inches, and just Made a pretty straight cut. Got a little dovetail here just to kind of blend things together. You could leave it straight through, but I just kind of did that to give it some kind of shape. This side, I went with the stamping lines. Just kind of cut it off at the bottom of the stamping lines, made it nice and curvature, and knocked all the filed all the sharp edges and stuff down to where it's nothing's gonna cut you if you reach in there. And the total amount that I removed from this one, get that right, was about 6 from the tip to the farthest point, about 6 3/4 inches. Then I filed off the edges and painted it so it wouldn't rust. And this is ready to go back on. So once this goes on, then the bracket will go on, and then it kind of goes into an order of getting the calipers installed, and I'll let you know what that's like when I get to it. Okay, well, this is it, the finished product. BGR really makes a nice kit. I have no complaints on this kit whatsoever. I did paint this kit, all came in the same color. They got a lot of colors available, a lot of different size, style of rotors, hats. You get to customize it all. But I did paint, this came in this kind of orange gold color, and I painted it black. And the reason why is I wanted it to be almost invisible behind the wheel. With the same color, it's just too much of one color. So here are some of the details. This part right here was by far the most difficult part of the job. Putting this cable, which is the park brake cable, into the slot was a pain. Okay, the cable, I had to reroute the cable. The cable came in and rode this Stita brace would rub against it, so I went ahead and put a hose on it so to protect the sheathing of this cable. Rerouted the cable. Instead of going from here straight over, I went back. Okay, this is the bracket that I said I was going to score. This is on the, by the way, this is on the driver's side. I was showing the earlier videos was from the passenger side. However, I had some stuff going on in the garage, so I decided not to do that side. But this is a scoring that I did, and I just pulled this out, took the cable out, and then pushed it back in. Okay, but that way I'm allowed to keep the speed sensor cable in the natural location. Another thing I did is I went ahead and used the OEM brake hose. The reason why is the one that came with it, which was a braided hose, was too long, and it also the brake line has a 90-degree exit or entrance, depending on how you look at it. And the hose that was provided will go straight in, which means it's going to put it right up against this shock. So I didn't like that part. So I went ahead and used the factory one. And you can see this is in a fully extended position. So in natural ride position, this would not be that tight. As well as the tightness of the banjo clamp area. And I went ahead and put this red supplied anti-kinking member in it, and the install is very straightforward, but by far the hardest part was that stinking park brake cable. Okay, so here's some things I torqued it to. The main clamp mounting bar was torqued to 100 foot-pounds. Because of the size of the bolt, it should have been probably at 140. But I don't like doing that much torque into aluminum, so I went ahead and did Loctite with the 100-pound torque. The caliper is torqued on with 60 foot-pounds of torque. The banjo clamp with 20 pounds of torque. These were torqued down to 10 pounds. They're just hand tight right now because I'm going to bleed the system. This thing came with 2 different size bolts. So the larger of the 2 bolts was done with at 60 pounds, the smaller one at 40 pounds. The only thing that's really wrong with the kit was that the bolts for the parking brake caliper both were 85 millimeters long, and which 85 millimeters worked great for the larger bolt, but the smaller bolt only needs to be 65 millimeters. So I went ahead and to hardware store and bought a 65 millimeter long bolt and put it in there, and it actually worked absolutely wonderful. So you'll have to buy a 65 millimeter, or the next time they supply this to somebody, they'll go ahead and put the 65 millimeter bolt in there. I did advise them of that. But overall, I'm very happy so far. I haven't bled the system, and I haven't taken it for a drive yet. So, but you can see nuts and binds on it. BGR really provided a nice kit at a very, very, may I say again, very reasonable price. So I will give another update once I take it out and drive it. I don't drive this car very often, so maybe about a week or two before I drive it. But I will bleed it later on tonight. So thank you for watching. If you have any questions, DM me, and I'll be glad to answer them. Once again, BGR big brake kit, rear only on this PP1. The Brembos are, I have no complaints on those. So they do make a front kit for this thing, and if you'd like to buy the whole kit, I'm sure they'll give you a nice good deal on it. Thank you.